Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
A very good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Right now it is 6:01. Let's talk to Crystal about our forecast. Another hot one.
It is looking like a hot day and a hot weekend.
On the bright side, though, if you have today off maybe, or you're off earlier in the afternoon, it's a good pool day. We are talking hot conditions in the forecast and clear sky conditions as well this morning. Your clouds and radar map showing us no rain to track, no clouds to track, just sunshine as you get ready for that sunrise outside, and the temperatures will continue to soar with the sunshine this afternoon. Right now, though, here's where we're sitting, 77 in El Paso. Again, sometimes we have an issue with our reporting system here. We're not looking cloudy. It's mostly clear out there, and winds are calm currently. In Las Cruces, we're at 67, and our winds at just 5 miles per hour. Winds today will pick up a tad. We're looking breezy to windy. Could that get worse in the days to come? We'll discuss in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Crystal. And now to our top story this morning. Police are on the scene right now of an investigation of a suspicious death of a 38-year-old woman. This is happening at the intersection of Gateway West and Airway. ABC7's Denise Olivas is on the scene and has the very latest of what's going on. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. The scene out here at Gateway West at Airway has been cleared, but late last night I can tell you that investigators and even the police department's mobile command unit filled up this parking lot as they were looking for evidence and more questions. They believe that the 38-year-old woman who has not been identified was possibly sexually assaulted in this area, but this investigation started since Wednesday morning at University Medical Center. Then that woman later died yesterday. El Paso police say that at this point no one is under arrest, but they are questioning a friend of hers who is only in custody for questioning, but again not placed under arrest. A cause of death is still unknown and will not be released until an autopsy is completed. Then meanwhile, Detective Mike Baranya gave us the latest on the investigation.
At this point, I can't release the nature of the injuries. I can tell you that they're suspicious in nature. Again, that's why we're referring to it as a suspicious death. And at this point, we're just asking that the public remain calm. There's no need to be concerned.
As soon as the woman is identified or we get any more information, we will pass it along. But again, the area here at Gateway West and Airway at the Shell gas station that you see behind me has been cleared for several hours. For now, we're live in East Central El Paso. Denise Olivas, ABC7.
All right, Denise, thank you. No word if anyone is in custody after a stabbing in Northeast El Paso yesterday afternoon. It happened around 5:30 on the 3800 block of Lavelle. That's northwest of Dyer and Fred Wilson. A police supervisor would only tell ABC7 a woman was stabbed at that location. EMS crews took the victim to a nearby hospital. Police would not tell us if they have someone in custody.
This Friday, Congress will vote on whether to give President Obama special powers to fast-track a trade deal. President Obama says he needs fast-track authority to negotiate a trade deal known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He says this deal will open new markets to American companies. But labor unions, environmentalists, and some members of the president's own party are against it.
El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke has yet to decide how his vote will go. O'Rourke is listed by the Washington, D.C. political newspaper The Hill as one of the top 10 undecided House members to watch. The other Texas rep for El Paso, Republican Will Hurd, has come out in favor of fast track. New Mexico Congressman Steve Pierce, a Republican, has made statements generally in favor of free trade deals. Last week, he was still undecided, though, about giving the president fast track authority.
Well, more American troops will go to Iraq to help in the fight against ISIS. That's what the White House has announced as of Wednesday. But some say it's wrong to send more U.S. forces without declaring war on ISIS. Mary Maloney explains why more Americans are going to the war zone.
In an effort to turn Iraqi troops into an effective fighting force, the White House announced that it will send more Americans to the war-torn country. The hope? Get enough people trained to defeat ISIS.
The Islamic State is rampaging across Syria and Iraq. They're setting up franchises all around the world in places like Libya. They're constantly trying to attack Western interests. They're trying to attack us at home in the United States.
Up to 450 U.S. troops will help advise and train Iraqi soldiers in Anbar province, one of the most dangerous places in Iraq. But people on both sides of the political aisle disagree with aspects of the president's decision, including the move to send more troops with no declaration of war.
It's a step in the right direction. But as the president admitted the other day, he has no strategy to win. What this is another tactical move.
This is exactly how Vietnam started, and if you don't think you're putting them in harm's way, then you're not living in the real world.
Already there are more than 3,000 U.S. forces in Iraq. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
And if you are an El Paso ISD taxpayer, listen up. District officials will soon vote on a budget proposal that calls for no increase to your tax bill for the 2015-2016 school year. The current tax rate is set at about $1.24 per $100 home valuation. Trustees will officially set the tax rate and budget on June 23rd.
It's possible only Socorro ISD parents know what a principal profile meeting is, but now we all will, because Superintendent Dr. Jose Espinosa and his team came up with this idea. At Horizon Heights Elementary, we got the chance to see these meetings at work. Teachers and staff fill out a questionnaire asking what kind of characteristics they'd like to see in the leader of a school. At a second meeting for parents, they too can tell the district what they want in a leader.
They are telling us this is what we would like in our next leader. We already have these specific traditions going, so we want a leader that's going to come in, follow these traditions, take us to the next level.
Assistant Superintendent Elisa Zapata-Farmer and her team will print out every word from the staff and parent surveys and then use it in the final interview. Finalists will have to answer to each bullet point and prove they fit the profile the community wants. But again, ultimately, it is the school board who has the final say on who gets the job at Horizon Heights Elementary.
And it is 6:07, and we're taking a look at our TxDOT traffic cameras on the east side at Lee Trevino, now Yarborough, where you can see traffic is starting to pick up as the sky is brightening up this morning. But no problems to tell you about. Of course, just be careful if you're getting on the roads.
And there is still much more to come here on Good Morning El Paso.
The search for those two inmates who escaped from a New York prison and the odds of survival out in the wilderness.
And how East Lettuce pitcher Justin Maese nearly got into the majors on the first day of the draft. We'll have his story.
But first, storm track weather meteorologist Crystal Cly is standing by with a preview of your forecast.
And get ready for the heat, but how many days will it last before we see a bit of a break? We'll talk about it coming up.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.